Can you give me a 14?
14, coming up.
Here you go, use this.
There you go. All right, startup procedure in the race car. Battery on, ignition on, clutch in, hold down the button. So in our process of getting prepared for the race this weekend, when we got the car back from Firebird last weekend, we brought it back to my garage, got it up on the jacks, and was just inspecting a few things like we do every weekend after a track day. And we noticed that the brakes were dragging a little bit. Even with the car up on the jacks, you could spin the tire and it would do about a half a rotation and it would stop. So what we did was we changed all the brake pads. We put new sliders and new springs in the calipers and bled the brakes, got it all back together, and everything seems to spin nicely now. So that could have cost us a second, half a second, who knows, at Firebird. So hopefully that means Jensen can go even faster now. So we'll see. All loaded up, ready to go. All right, we made it down here to INDE Motorsports Park. We had to make a slight modification to the exhaust last night. The clamp we were using just wasn't holding, so we had to cut a little bit of a thing in the exhaust so we can clamp it down a little bit harder. Seems to have worked. We put a safety wire on there just in case. So should be fine. We got warm up and practice this morning, qualifying a little bit later, and then the race. First session, how'd it feel?
It was fun. It was good. I like this track. It might be one of the favorites.
Yeah, you did pretty good for your first time. Making some ride height adjustments to get rid of some understeer we have in right-hand corners. Nice job, dude. Top 10. All right, day 2 at INDE Motorsports Park. Day 1, I'd say, went pretty well. Jensen had a bit of a sloppy start at the race yesterday.
Some people checked up in front of him, and he was playing it super cautious because he just got his license, so he's still on his 3-race probationary period, so you can't have any contact. So today is race 3, so if we can get through this, then he's got his full-on race license. So let's hope for the best. Today's format's a little bit different. There's a qualifying race instead of qualifying, and we're gridded in the race based on our fastest lap times in yesterday's race, so he should be starting 9th today. So not too bad. We'll see where we can make up some positions. All right, so we had an unexpected interruption in our activities this morning. We found a pinhole leak in the radiator right before we were about to go out to practice. Unfortunately, we had to miss the practice. Nobody had a spare radiator here. We ended up JB welding the hole as best we could. Tested it, was still leaking. Took the radiator completely out of the car and then just slathered it in JB Weld. Put it back in the car. Seems to be holding, but now we have no practice. So we're going straight out for the qualifying race with no practice on a new configuration today.
place, dude. Not bad. Hey, 7th place. That's pretty respectable. All right, so overall, pretty good weekend. Jensen came away with a 10th place on Saturday and a 7th place on Sunday. I want to give a big shout out to all of the Arizona Spec Miata crew for kind of pulling together and helping us get the car back out on track. Honestly, we were contemplating just packing it up and going home because it didn't quite seem like there was much hope for us, but some people came up with some ideas and we found some JB Weld and we just managed to pack all that JB Weld in there and crossed our fingers, and luckily it held for qualifying race and the main. So we'll get that replaced before the next race. But again, thank you all for helping, and we look forward to seeing everybody out at Firebird in about a month. We'll see ya.